Hello everybody, this is Justin. I have more energy this time around, and I'm playing, again, God Eater Resurrection. There's an original game called God Eater Burst, and that came out, I think, in 2010 or something crazy like that, I don't know. But this is like the sequel to that. Then the sequel to this is God Eater 2, which I have, but just haven't made a play yet, because I haven't completed the first one yet. I'm really looking forward to God Eater 2, and there's another God Eater coming out, I think this year? But I don't know if it's going to hit the States or whatever, so I don't know whether or not it's going to be released here in the States or it's going to be the release in Japan. It's already out in Japan. I haven't done my research on that at all. I think it's just coming out in Japan. So, we'll see. Hopefully we get another version of this because I have so far very, very much enjoyed this, which is why you'll be seeing this kind of gameplay for the foreseeable future. Anyway, again, God Eater was little G. That big G. I don't really mind those kind of games. At first I was kind of like, man, I don't know, I should play God of War because, you know, my faith, because of the faith and everything, you know. And I was like, wait a minute, this is me beating up other gods. I should totally be into this. But then I forgot that, you know, oh yeah, Kratos has relations with topless ladies in the game. So I was like, you know what, there's never mind again. So I guess I won't be playing God of War anytime soon. So anyway. So what the Lord is telling today is to hope in the newness. Hope in the newness. He's telling us to hope in the newness. And yeah, he's always doing something new. He likes the new. He appreciates the new. He brings newness into our lives. Taste and see that the Lord is good. And that insinuates a couple of things, and insinuates that this is a taste, a flavor that you have not tried before. You know? This is something you haven't tried before. This is an unfamiliar taste to you. An unfamiliar taste. So he's like, taste and see that the Lord is good. Taste and see that he's good. So, a lot of times what can happen is that we'll be so caught up in this idea of, well, I'm comfortable with what I'm doing right now, and God's saying that, should you be comfortable with that? You know, like, should you for real be comfortable with the things that are actually causing you to suffer? Should you be okay with that? And I think it's a reasonable question to ask, you know, ourselves is, why continue in something that is killing you? Potentially. Or causing you distress, or causing you whatever. Now, understand that the Lord can look scary in terms of the daunting tasks that He may have ahead of you or whatever, you know, and it could be a very, very small thing, and He's saying that, you know, like, hey, try this out, and it can be so unfamiliar to you, and be so like, I don't know about that, but at least, you can look forward to something different happening. At the very least, you can explore something new at the very, very least. It's like picking up a new book. So for people who read out there, it's like picking up a new book. You don't know if you're going to find the experience good or not. But you see the title, you see the cover on top of it, you know, and you read the description on the back of it, you know, saying that this book contains this or whatever it is. And you're like, you know what, I'm going to give this thing a shot. Same thing with the movies, same thing with video games, you know. You hear about this stuff, and then you want to go ahead and give it a shot. So God's the same way. We hear about these things, and we should give it a shot. We should give Him a shot. And there's the excitement that, you know, hey, something new can happen here. Something different can happen here. So maybe I shouldn't be so apprehensive and so freaked out and so this and so that and all those things. So maybe I should just sit back and chill and hope in these new things. Maybe I should just sit back and chill and hope in these new things. Because, you know, we do that with our entertainment. You know, we have hope that it's going to be a good movie or a good book or a good whatever it is. Based on reputation, based on those things. And so, God's the same way. It's just that it's the ultimate experience because it's not from your couch, it's actually happening to you in real life. And that can be really exciting. That can be really different. That can be really engaging. And it's like, oh, so I'm going to try this, and this might actually change my life, or put me in position for my life to be changed. And not change for the worse, change for the better. Now, not change for the most comfortable, that's going to be true also. So just like a movie or entertainment, sometimes the director aims to make the audience uncomfortable in order to get them to see something different, or look at things from a different perspective, or look at this from a different perspective, or whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. Sometimes the perspective just has to change with these things. And that's okay. You know? So the director does those things to make the audience uncomfortable sometimes, so that the audience will learn something different. But we give God a hard time for doing the exact same thing for us in real life. Say, no, I'm trying to be comfortable right now. Well, that's a bad movie. It's a bad book. You know, like, so one of the things that people complain about when there's a bad movie, well, it's not even a bad movie. Bad movies even have their merits too. If you go ahead and watch Troll 2 or Manos the Hand of Fate, or one of those like really, really extraordinarily bad movies, you know, there's fun to be had with those because they're so bad. They stuck with the choice of The Room, like they stuck with a choice, and you find that entertainment that stuck with bad choices, and that there's so many series of bad choices that it's just kind of like, oh wow, this is really, really terrible. How was this movie even made? But the fact that someone chose those choices to make the movie is interesting nonetheless. What's really a bad movie is just a bland, meh movie, or a book, or anything that's just by the numbers, no risks at all, just everything is just completely and totally comfortable, you know, and just blah. Just completely and totally blah. I mean, that's okay for, I guess, for kids or whatever, but that's just not okay for adults. That's just not okay for adults. And so we get mad at God for not making our lives meh. It's like, this is uncomfortable, God. You're not making my life meh. It's like, he's like, yeah. Cause what do you remember with meh? There's not a meh movie or book or anything you remember anything about. As a matter of fact, all of the meh moments of a movie and all that type of stuff, you don't even remember at all. And then you begin to actually collage these memories into one giant pile of meh, where you can't actually tell which movie or book or game actually begins and the other one ends. You have no idea because it's so boring. It's kind of like, was that movie? No, that was that movie. No, that was that movie. Wait, what movie was that? I vaguely remember something. Okay, I remember one moment, and that's it. But I have no idea what movie that was even from. Like, and we want to say that, okay, God did the exact same thing in our lives. Like, no. He doesn't roll that way. If you haven't noticed, he's a little bit more spectacular than that. He holds it down in a different and unique way every single time. So, I think the thing to do is to really hope in the new. Something new is going to happen to you, and God wants something new to get you in proper alignment so that some other new things can happen. So that your life will actually not be so doggone meh. And it's not just for the thrills or whatever, you know, it's that, you know, God's advancing his kingdom. And that's not a meh kind of thing. That's an active, crazy, amazing thing to be participating in terms of kingdom building. You know, he's setting forth his name and his reputation, all type of things, and it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So I encourage you guys to hope in the new stuff. Hope in the new stuff. And who cares if it's uncomfortable ultimately? Being uncomfortable it's a-okay. I've said that several times before on this show, that it's okay to be uncomfortable. At least you'll have peace knowing that you're on the path versus you're sitting there, you're in your yacht, you know, or your garage or whatever it is, and you're just staring at the path the entire time, and it's just doing nothing but eating at you because you see it, you know you should be on that path, you're seeing other people on the path, You're looking at them, you're watching them from your viewpoint, your vantage point and everything. And as much as you try to close the garage, try to put curtains on your yacht, on the inside of your yacht, as much as you try to turn away from that, you know, it's still going to be there in your peripheral, in your perception at some point in time. And you're not going to be able to look away from it. And that's what does not cause you peace. It's that stuff right there. So how comfortable can you be if you're not on the new path? I just don't see it. It is better to have obedience than it is to go off and do your own thing and then have actual peace. So then, encourage you once again. Go ahead, put your hope in the new things that God's doing for you, because He has entered us into a new season that's going to be really, really, really exciting. And I don't know what that means, but something has shifted. Like, and I've been talking about this for a week or so now, that something shifted, and I don't know what it was, but a lot of people have been talking about it, and we're like, I don't know what happened, but there's this newness coming and everything, and it's just been amazing. So just go ahead and ride that wave. There's an artist who made a song called Ride That Wave, and yeah, I think that if you were to do that, I think that you'll find some actual peace in your life. And that would be an amazing thing for you to have, because some of y'all have never had peace before. You haven't. You've never had the peace of actually walking it. You've tried to downplay other people and deconstruct other people and do this and do that and all that kind of stuff, you know, in order to make sure that you're on the same level as the person that is on the path, and that, well, they're no better than I am and everything, you know. And God's like, that's not the point. The point is the fact they're on the path. The point is that they're on the path in the first place. So that doesn't mean that you guys sit there and be mad at your neighbor or your brother or sister in Christ. You know, you got to go ahead and just walk the path yourself, instead of sitting there blaming and pointing fingers and all that type of stuff, you know. Like, that's not going to bring you peace. What's going to bring you peace is only one thing: action. That's it. Put up or shut up. The only thing that's going to give you peace is action. Action like Jackson. So, truly, try it out. Try the new thing that God is asking you to do, and you'd be surprised what's going to happen. You'd be surprised. So I'm saying that to myself. I'm not preaching at you. I'm saying it to myself as a message for, always ask a message. What is the message for your people today, Lord? And therefore I am one of His people, so therefore He's saying this to me as well. So I just have to take those things and receive those things. Alright guys, that is my time. You can support me in the description, the links below, and if you could do me a solid, if you can begin to subscribe or share these, I don't want to say podcasts, but they are these messages and everything. The whole point is to get the message out there that people who are spiritually connected with each other in Christ, you know, we need to know together what God's doing and everything. And the cool thing is that, you know, once one person is confirming this, another person confirming this, and another person confirming this, you know, we all work for the same boss, so we should be going in the same direction. So a lot of people who are in the apostolic faith or whatever it is, you know, I think it'd be good for them to kind of give them some confirmation in what it is they're hearing from God. And sharing this thing will be helpful and also hopefully encouraging for believers to really rally behind what God's saying and everything, and be like, you know what, this is kind of happening right now. And that's what kind of makes the show cool, is the fact that we're just sharing the experience of God together and what He's wanting to do. So if you can share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, that would be very much appreciative, because, you know, let's not get into a little bubble here, you know. Let's go ahead and spread this thing out. So alright guys, it's my time. Loves and hugs, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Thank you once again to my Patreon supporters. It means so much to me. Just look at them. Just look at these people. Just look at it.